Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Five's Showmatch. I am Sir Potato, and I am joined by my co-caster, the one, the only Penguin God, and we are already getting right into things. I didn't realize that we were doing draft pick, but that is fine.
Oh, you know what? This actually makes a whole lot of goddamn sense. Um, because everyone could just pick what they're picking and be fine. So we have here Erectin in the top lane, Sejuani in the jungle. We have a good old Corki in the mid, Jungle Milk on that Twitch, Lulu on the support for Yin. That is for Team Deb. For RSR, good old River Shen reformed. We have, guess what, Shen in the top lane. We have
Woohoo!
Mr. Sneezy on Warwick in the jungle. We have Syndra in the mid. We did not get an Urgot in the bot lane. It was actually a Xayah, a Rakan bot lane. That is
Lame.
confirmed. And you know what? Xayah Rakan is fun. It's a good bot lane to see. It's always good to uh, see how it works. But um, Vespion kind of trolling us a little bit here. We know they pick up Xayah. But these picks are really interesting to me. Team Rivershed Reformed actually kind of has a nice protect the Xayah comp and protect the carry comp essentially, with the Warwick and the Shen CC coming in. They could be a good frontline as well as the recombo. But Team Deb has just a straight nice meta comp out of them between the Sejuani, Corki, Twitch, Lulu. Like, man, they just have like a solid all around comp, and I'm really excited to see how this game plays out.
One thing that we're definitely going to be seeing is a lot of armor built from Team Rivershed Reformed, just because you have the Renekton, you have the Corki, you have the Twitch. There's not really any AP damage dealers from Team Debguy and Hail Debguy. So it'll be pretty interesting to see all of the damage getting negated, and maybe if you see any Bramble Vests and Thorn Mails, the damage being reflected back to um, Team Inhale Debguy. So that might be something that could lead to the downfall. I guess we just got to find out.
Yep, I do want to point out that Corki does do 80% magic damage. His 80 does get transferred into magic damage. So there is going to be that threat from the side of Team Debguy. But with that, we're going to send it over to a small break, aren't we, Potato?
Yes, we are. So everybody, please don't touch that browser. We are going to throw on some groovy jams, and we will be right back.
Consume me, I let it control me. I'll always be lonely, I'll never be fine. If life is a movie, it's always so boring. Where is the story? I hope it gets better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the stream. This is the first learning, well, not the first, second Learning 5's show match of the session, featuring teams Inhale Debguy and Team River Shen Reformed. On Team Inhale Debguy, you got CPG, Deuce Jarsa, the 11th, Ben up in the top lane. Yeah, I'll just say Ben. You got Ben in the top lane. You got Plasma in the jungle. You got the Debguy, the one and only, in the mid lane. You got Jungle Milk on Twitch in the bot lane, and joining Jungle Milk, you got Yin on Lulu support. And there you go.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yo, I love to see me some Zyra. There's nothing I enjoy. Flash Grand Entrance, the quickness coming out from what we're gonna see from Word Kid. And then Zai, obviously, you got all those interactive abilities with the Feather Storm, all that. But then Twitch, Lulu, I guess they're gonna be farming for a while. One thing, yeah. And then one thing that is going to be pretty interesting is Zaya is taking Barrier, but instead of running Heal, Word Kid is running Ignite. So, what do you think about that? I don't know too much about if that's more viable or not.
It on OBS. There we go. We're good. I'm a smart. Anyway, so we have some nice early game action going on down here in this bot lane, most likely, with the aggressive plays that Word Kid's going to bring out with this Ignite. So, yeah. I can't believe I forget the simplest things.
Oh my god. Not even the first time. Alright, well.
It's like the fourth
anyways, time. Yeah, so if you guys missed it, Penguin God introduced River Shen, Reformed lineup.
Yeah.
Oh, Word Kid barely missing the grand entrance. So he introduced River Shen Reformed. You got Sneezy, Deliberator, Vespion, and Word Kid all over the map, playing all their different champions.
Champions and stuff and things.
And then we talked, yeah. Alright, so moving on.
We're professionals. Mr. Sneezy going in there for a gank, though.
Already going to the bottom lane. Grand entrance coming out, but it barely missed. Jungle Milk taking a lot of damage. Exhausted Ignite coming out, and now Heal. Yes, use Heal. So let's see. Not actually picking up the kill, which is pretty unfortunate. But now Ben in the top lane, going onto Acterion, getting a ton of damage, taking a lot of damage from the minions and Acterion himself. Now he has the. Oh. He is enraged right now. He's going to be able to get a nice ability out. The taunts coming out from Acterion. Now he uses his Empower Q, dashing in, dashing out, and now he's So low! Barely not getting to kill. The minions doing tons of damage. Ben is not able to continue fighting and has to back off. And now in the middle lane, Deliberator getting ganked by Plasma Noodle, flashing away just in time. Does not die. Now Ben getting engaged on by Acterion. All right, you got action all over the map, and I feel like this is going to be an action-packed game. Now Mr. Sneezy in the middle lane, engaging on Debguy. And now Plasma showing up to the party as well, getting some damage off, just delivering pressure, saying, hey, this is where we are. We're right here. Don't touch Debguy. And that's the end of the action for now.
That was a lot of quick action going on there, but we see the exchange between the two top laners, Shen and Renekton, do really well early on against each other. Both of them provide a surprising amount of damage, but a nice gank coming down here in the bot lane.
Plasma Noodle is indeed in the bottom lane, looking for Vespion. Barely misses the dash, but the Polymorph coming out. Now WordKid with the grand entrance and the getting tons of healing. Not healing. Shields. Vespion very low. Does not have to burn barrier and just backs off.
Good avoidance there by Vespion and WordKid there. Vespion dashes down when you saw Plasma Noodle trying to go for that gank. Or not dashes, dodges down. And avoids that gank very, very well. So, good job by Vespion and WordKid. No kills going down within the first 5 minutes of this game. And that's really, really solid by both teams. That was a very, very close engage and fight in the top lane, very close in the bot lane. But Vespion's staying. He does only have 23 CS. But you see here Jungle Milk and Yin are looking to go back here, which means that Vespion and WordKid are going to get the advantage of this bot lane. They're going to push this into the tower, and it means that they're going to get more gold on their back, so they're going to be slightly more powerful. But they need to push this out very quickly, like this in the next wave, or it's just going to be kind of a wash. So if it doesn't bounce into the turret, then it's just going to basically be an even lane at that point. But we'll see if they do that from here.
Yeah, so their goal right now is to, of course, push out this lane, and so it will bounce into the tower, denying Jungle Milk a lot of CS and a lot of gold. And I really think that that's a good strategy right now.
Except they got back to the lane.
The advantage. They did get back to lane.
Yep.
So it would have put them in the advantage, and they would have gotten the gold, and they would have denied Jungle Milk and Yin the experience, but they were a little too late in pushing out the wave, so they actually just sent Jungle Milk and Yin a free 2-ish waves.
Without going back.
Just frozen the wave themselves.
Honestly, they should have just gone back, because now they're going to be the ones needing to go back and to shop. Now the wave's going to get pushed against them, and maybe go to their tower. But the wave clear from a Twitch Lulu lane isn't the best. But we'll see if they can manage to handle this lane very well. Jungle Milk is slightly behind on Vespion in this lane, but that's going to get evened up pretty well with this next wave. I'd be surprised if he missed any. Plasma Noodle looking to go in, though.
Plasma Noodle Arctic Assault onto Mr. Sneezy. Debguy joining in rockets to throw some damage out. The stun coming out onto Mr. Sneezy, running very low. This might be the first blood, folks. Yin coming in. First blood confirmed. Going over to Plasma Noodle.
Nice first blood there by Plasma Noodle and the Debguy. Showing some good synergy there, and Yin even roaming up a little bit. But now it looks like there's going to be a little fight over this dragon, even though the director-camera wants us to be on this top lane. There we go.
Yep, Debguy throwing out the big one. Now the Polymorph onto Vespion. Ulti coming out from Acterion. Debguy taking plenty of damage, dealing plenty of damage himself. Now the Liberator on the back line, running so low, uses Cleanse, gets out of there. So low. Now Plasma Noodle dashing in, needs to get this kill. Ends up getting the kill, but it's 1-for-1 trade. And now Debguy very low, getting chased down by Acterion. His shield does come out from Hex Drinker. Flash from WordKid. Gets a grand entrance, but it barely misses. It's the Debguy. Flashes away. WordKid potentially looking for more, decides to back off. Teleport coming out from Acterion, trying to get all of this experience under the tower, and it goes through.
That was a 1-for-1 trade for both these teams here. Looking to get something done here for Jarsa.
All right, getting some damage done. Just respecting him, though. Trying to delete this ward for Acterion. Gets the job done.
Yeah, that was an interesting exchange. So, Plasma Noodle had to burn quite a bit to get that kill onto Deliberator, and they just got the return kill onto him, and nothing else really happened there. So it ended up being a 1-for-1 trade, kind of a wash as far as an advantage there. But the kills did go over to WordKid on the side of River Reformed, and the other kill did go over to Plasma Noodle. So Plasma Noodle does have a 2-kill lead over his Wolfie counterpart. So we'll see how he uses that to his advantage. Now that gives him his full jungle item and his Bomby Cinder, whereas Mr. Sneezy just has the Tiamat. Tiamat is a good buy for Warwick as it gives him the AoE wave, or not wave clear, but jungle camp clears that he needs to farm up and get ahead in this game. He's only a couple CS down, but he is 2 kills down on Plasma Noodle. But the CS differentials are pretty interesting to me in this game. You see here a good lead for Ben in this top lane.
Actirion's trying to get a lead of his own, dashing in onto Ben.
Yep.
Not actually gaining that much from hit.
But Ben's
Ben actually gets a
25.
stun on him.
Ben's 25
Wow.
CS up in this lane. You see the dominance of Renekton in the early game in this lane right here. Shen is known as one of the better early lane fighters.
Underneath the tower, taking plenty of damage from the tower and Actirion. Not enough to die.
I think you're like 2 seconds behind me here, friend.
Yeah, I think what you're saying about Renekton's dominance over Shen is very true, especially considering the fact that Ben has built 2 Doran's blades, so he has plenty of aggression that he's able to dish out onto Actirion just because of the items.
Ooh, delivery out of position.
Getting stunned up by Plasma Noodle, Jungle Milk, and Yin just deletes him without anything that he can do. Now the dragon is going to be started by Team Inhale Debguy. It doesn't seem like Mr. Sneezy. Mr. Sneezy just back, so they are not in a position to contest this dragon.
Not at all, and that was pretty bad by Deliberator there. There was almost no reason for him to be in that position. He was by that pixel bush in the river when it was very likely that the jungler was down in that area. So kind of a misstep there by Deliberator trying to get that pink ward or see if the helm was there. But you see a nice vision control out from Team Debguy here. So trying to see if Deliberator can not fall too far behind. He's already 0-2 in this lane, where Debguy is 2 assists up, 1 assist up on Deliberator, but he has 2 total assists, and he's just gonna, right click his way to win in this game, as far as I know.
Yep. Vespion, Word Kid, both ultis available. We'll see if they try and get something done with that advantage. Jungle Milk, of course, no ulti right now.
Yeah, so Jungle Milk doesn't currently have his ulti, used it previously. Ben looking to engage a little bit harder.
Gets a stun onto Actirion. Actirion walking away a little bit, uses Spirit's Refuge. Wait. Yeah, Spirit's Refuge.
There you go. So we have here a relatively even game, but it's only about 1,000 gold lead for Debguy's team here. So with that, we need to see how they use that. We need to see if they can push their advantage forward.
Yo, Mr. Sneezy positioning near the bottom lane, but Plasma Noodle in the middle lane nails a Glacial Prison Debguy, and Plasma Noodle forces Flash Cleanse out of him. Oh my goodness, great Scout of the Week from Deliberator. Gets both the Debguy and Plasma Noodle off of his tail. I think he used Cleanse a little bit too late there, so Debguy and Plasma Noodle were able to get plenty of damage done. So he did have to use Flash. I don't think if he cleansed at the right, or at the earlier time, he would have had to use Flash, but
Yep.
unfortunate.
That was fairly well played by Deliberator there. Just not dying to that gank. He did walk back into the Glacial Prison just a little bit, but it does get out of that gank, doesn't give up another kill. But this early game team by Debguy's team is super good right now, especially with the Warwick not having as much of a showing in this game. He kind of needs to hit level 6 before he can really make a statement in these games, and he's level 7 now, so he's gonna gank top.
He is roaming up towards the top lane. Ben, engaging onto Actirion, does not see him coming, uses his ulti, but now he's getting suppressed by Warwick. Plenty of damage. He needs the, didn't get the empowered Q to get life steal back, and he ends up dying to Actirion.
Now Ben kind of stayed a little bit too far on this lane, but Deliberator, what are you doing there, man?
Deliberator very far out of position. Plasma Noodle and Jungle Milk getting plenty of damage. Stand United coming out from Actirion, getting a kill onto Plasma Noodle, and now Debguy's the next target. Wild Growth not getting enough healing onto Jungle Milk, but it does get him out of there. Now Word Kid coming in, Flash Feather Storm from Vespion. Vespion getting the kill onto Jungle Milk, and then Yin following very shortly after. And that is a 2-for-0 in favor, a 3-for-0 in favor of Team River Shen Reformed. And now they're going to be pushing to get this tower.
Wow, that was pretty impressive by Team River Shen Reformed here. That was That was super solid. They get basically ends up being almost a cross map ace, other than Debguy's Corki. He very smartly stayed in the mid lane with that bot lane slaughter. That was a well played by Team Reformed River Shen there. I thought Deliberator was very out of position, but clearly they are on a much higher level than I am here. He knew exactly what he was doing, baiting the heck out of Debguy and his
I
team.
don't think that was so much as they knew that what they were doing, as they turned his poor positioning into a good play.
I like to give them a benefit of the doubt here and say they were playing mind games with all of us. Uh, but they did turn it around really well. Vespion and WordKit did rotate very, very quickly. And yeah, that was just overall well played. They get 4 kills in quick succession. They were 3-1 about 2 minutes ago. And they are now 2 kills up. So I want to point out CS differentials and builds right now. So
Okay.
just take a quick peek at the CS differential between Acterion and Ben here. That
Hey,
is
speaking of, Ben engaging onto Acterion.
yeah, just trying to get some aggression
Trying to
down.
get a stun, didn't get anything. Go on.
You are like a solid 5 seconds behind me, friend.
Go on about your points.
Yes. So Ben is like double Acterion CS right now. It means he has full control of. Oh wow, that was a lot of damage. Boy, nice plays there, Potato. Potato, are you alive? Or are you gonna?
Figuring it out. Go on. Points.
Things are happening, Potato. This isn't my job.
I'm not seeing anything. Debguy actually getting engaged on by the Liberator.
Yeah,
Now,
you're
word kid, flash quickness.
You're-
Jungle milk.
you're like a solid minute behind me now. What's going on? Potato, you went the wrong way.
Oh my goodness, what is happening? All right, now word kid engaging onto Yin. And Yin is running very low, flashing out of the way. Doesn't actually get the follow up. Jungle milk keeping him off of Yin. Now Vespion and word kid forced to retreat. The Liberator pretty far out of position as Plasma Duel and Debguy just team up, take him out. Now Ben in the bottom lane. Running away, uses his ulti, Mr. Sneezy not getting the fear out. Am I caught up now?
Yes, you think you're good. I think you're good.
Alright, Plasma Duel in the bottom lane to challenge Mr. Sneezy and Acterion. Both of them are able to escape the gank without any repercussions.
So Deliberator walks into a bush, and then he dies. Simple TLDR for that one. He walked into a bush he didn't have vision of. He saw Debguy shooting at him and just kept walking forward. Kind of just dies there. But now Team Deb is going to try for this dragon as well. But Ben's right around the corner.
Ben, yep. It is pretty difficult for Team Rivershen Reform to get vision right now of the dragon. Their team Inhale Debguy just has so much pressure all around. So many control wards, so many wards. They have to concede the dragon.
Yeah, and I want to point out for the stream here, I want to show the fog of war for each side. Look at all the wards that blue side has around Dragon Pit and a little bit around top side. Now I want to show you the red side. They have 1 ward, 3 wards total on the map right now. Now they just put 1 down. Ward could just put 1 down, but they're all spread out across the map. Whereas you can see Deb's wards, there's 4 pink wards on the map just around that dragon pit. They knew the objective that they wanted, and they knew they had to set up vision around it, and that's why they could take that objective for free. You don't need vision around the entire map. You just need it on the objectives that you're going for. So well played in the vision game by Team Deb here. But Team Rivershen Reformed could easily just start focusing their vision a little bit better around the map instead of spreading it out. That way they can see one part of a map really well, and using that information they can assume where Team Deb is going to be. So if you know for sure they're not in one area or another area, you can assume that they're in the other area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just by using basic logic.
River Herald being started up. Process of
Herald.
deduction. Now Yin actually just poking around, trying to see what's up, getting a ward down. Jungle Milk unseen. Plasma Noodle and Debguy are here to contest this Rift Herald. Debguy using his W to get away. Now the quickness coming out from Word getting plenty of engages. Now ulti coming out. Red team has slain the Rift Herald. The Feather Storm coming out from Vespion. Damage all over the map. Yin and Jungle Milk getting taken out. Now Plasma Noodle and Debguy trying their best to stay alive. But Debguy actually gets a kill onto Mr. Sneezy. And now, oh no, Ben in the middle of them all. Flash and gets a kill onto Vespion. Now he's looking for more onto Acteria. That's a triple kill for Ben. And now he's looking for one more. But it seems like the Liberator is going to be able to get away. Debguy following up. Oh, Scatter the Weak gets Debguy away.
He walked into the tower.
Oh no. And the tower gets the ace, completes the ace for Team Debguy.
Wow, that was absolutely insane here. Holy cow. Ben just showing how strong he is on this Renekton. Man, that was impressive. I wish we had a replay system because that was Ben, holy cow. So we have now a nice solid team fight coming out from both teams. You saw at first that Team Deb showed up a little bit as far as showing their strength in the bot lane, but then the mid and the top side for Team Rivish Reformed, we're pulling it out, but then your Reckon just came in and sliced and diced everybody, and they just died. And wow, that was super well played by Ben Renekton. And
yeah, 5-0, and all the team Inhale Debguy had to give up Rift Herald, and that puts them at a significant gold lead of 2,000 gold. That is nothing to scoff at. It will be very useful. Now, WordKid is a little far out of position. Ben looking for the engaged grand entrance, coming out from WordKid, escaping the stun. And now Mr. Sneezy actually spawning the Rift Herald in the middle of the lane that is currently populated. Ben not able to interrupt it, and it's going to charge up and get a nice little hit. Maybe even gonna one-shot this tower. Actually, no. Tower still standing in the mid lane, and the Rift Herald just kind of going to waste. Gets plenty of damage, but it's not going to be enough to take out that tower.
And that tower is still holding on for dear life. But now we see basically like a 5v5 situation in the mid lane, but Ben has this teleport, and so does Acterion.
Oh no, Debguy taunted up by Acterion, and now the grand entrance. Quickness, every CC is coming out. Yen taken out, and now Debguy taken out. And now Rivish Reformed once more. Vespion taking tower, forced splash out. Ben getting the kill after the tower gets aggro. Ben in the middle of everybody gets a kill, and now he's looking for more. Acterion running away. Ben running forwards. The tower's there. Jungle Milk with the flash forward, trying to get the contaminate, but it doesn't actually do enough damage to take him out. Now Plasma Noodle, see Ben and Jungle Milk are here. They're going to try and force down this tower. Let's see what happens. Oh no! Now Jungle Milk is running very low. WordKid missing the grand entrance onto him very slightly. Scatter the Weak onto Ben. It's going to the taunts follow up. Ben gets shut down, and now Plasma Noodle, Jungle Milk are on the back foot, running away. Nobody is going to be pulling the trigger right here.
That was an interesting fight by both sides, considering lots of kills happened, and they just got so aggressive. They were so ready to flash and get those kills, and just trying so hard to get any advantage they can. You saw Ben, again, coming from behind, slightly too late. He was not understanding of what Acterion wanted to do on the Shen. Oh, looks like they're trying to go.
The taunts onto Yen. Yen getting knocked up as well. Oh, the tower gets destroyed, but it's still going to take out Yen as its final breath. Now Plasma Noodle being engaged on by Acterion and WordKid, trying to get to him. Now Jungle Milk showing up to the party, throwing his poison cast. Plasma Noodle still taking plenty of damage. Grand Edge coming in for WordKid. Plasma Noodle so low. There's a heal coming in from Jungle Milk, but it's not enough. Plasma Noodle ends up falling down to WordKid after he used his Ignite. I think that was a very good Ignite, counteracting the effects of the heal from Jungle Milk and eventually securing the kill.
Yeah, that was, I guess, an okay trade. They got the tower for 2 kills. That's going to open up the map for them a little bit on Debguy. But man, that was kind of rough because they lost 2 kills and a lot of pressure in this mid lane. Now the map is a little bit more opened up. The mid lane outer towers are down. The only outer towers that are still up is the top lane for Deb's team and the bottom lane for Team at Rivish Reformed. So the map pressure is going to be pretty interesting here, but that was a rough fight for each team. They kind of just threw themselves at each other, and they were just hoping that one team made a mistake, and mistakes have been made over and over again. But
yeah, really the only gold difference, I mean, there's only a 500 gold difference,
yeah,
which is pretty significant considering Inhale Debguy was looking down the barrel of a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
But now they've kind of squandered that lead and are struggling to keep up map pressure, and it seems like Team Rivershen Reformed are taking advantage of that. Now this dragon is going to be the next objective.
Yeah, it's another mountain. Yeah, it's another mountain,
Oh
Drake.
no. All right. Well, all of Team Inhale Debguy are standing on a ward.
I think they're both on wards. So,
Yeah, everybody knows where each other is, and neither. But Acterion just split pushing away, has teleports available, has Stand United available. So if a team fight does break out, he will be available. Now Ben actually engaging onto, oh my god, WordKit just deleted. Now Mr. Sneezy is going to be the next target. Ben also takes him out at Stand United onto Vespion. Vespion with the Featherstorm putting out massive amounts of damage. But
one
now
big
let's see what
crocodile.
happens. The Liberator getting scattered the weak, and now Debguy very low. Now Acterion is on a killing spree, takes out Yen. Acterion looking for more, Vespion taking out Debguy. And neither team cutting their losses, saying, okay, well, neither of us can take this dragon right now. It's too risky. Acterion looking for Ben though. Plasma Noodle is there to provide assistance. And now what is happening? River Shen reformed on the other side of the map. Guys coming out from Plasma Noodle. The cleanse coming out as well. And now Plasma Noodle 1v2ing the Liberator. And now Jungle Milk so low onto Acterion. Acterion takes him out. And now Plasma Noodle seems to be the next target for Team River Shen reformed. Plasma Noodle taking plenty of damage and getting taken out by Acterion. And now that is a 3-for-0 trade in favor of River Shen reformed right there. And they're going to be pushing for this Baron. They have all of their members available as opposed to having a jungler and an ADC down for Inhale Debguy. Baron being started up.
Well, that was a nice solid throw by Team Inhale Debguy there. But I don't think they're going to be able to take this dragon or this Baron, considering it does so much damage at this point in the game. Oh, nope, they are. They did bring all 5 members over here. They will be able to take it. But Team Riverside Reformed really pulling out the solid team fighting in this game. We see their nice 5v5s are showing to be superior over Team Inhale Debguy's team. Deliberator putting out a lot of damage on the Syndra. Same with Vespion's Zaya, and Orchid showing some very, very, very good playmaking potential on this Rakan. 2-2-8, a very, very good scoreline. And yeah, like it's really looking really good for Team Riverside Reformed here.
They are putting up pressure around this dragon right now.
Vespion is kind of alone right now, so they could capitalize on this, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Both teams are kind of afraid.
He does have an escape route.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, Acterion onto Ben. It's kind of a wet doodle fight between the two right now. I do remember the last game that I casted a Word Kid. He just went off. I remember he played, I think, Thresh, and he was landing every single hook, making great plays for his team. And I'm glad to see that his Recon is no different. He's getting plenty of great engages onto Team Inhale Debguy, and each one leads to the success of their team fights. Okay, Acterion onto Ben. A little bit of damage actually coming through from the damage items. Liberator coming up. Ben just slashing and dashing away.
Well, now we're
slightly dicing.
Now we're at the point in the game where I actually can't really go toe to toe with the Shen. Shen is 6-1 in this game, but Ben is at 5-2. So it's pretty comparable as far as kills and deaths. But Shen just has so much better tank stats and so much better damage stats that it's hard for them to really go toe to toe. It's going to be pretty hard for Ben to be able to push against the Shen now. But we see that team in River Shen Reform is going to start this dragon. They're going to pull it out so that they can't steal it as easy.
But yeah, Inhale Debguy coming in. The ulti coming out from WordKit gets all of them. And now everybody putting on as much CC as they can. WordKit gets taken out, but it doesn't matter. Everybody on Inhale Debguy is dying. Plasma Noodle using Arctic Assault over a wall, trying to get away. Oh, Mr. Sneezy knocking away his friend Acterion. That is a 3-for-0 or 3-for-1 trade in favor of River Shen Reform. They have Baron right now for a couple of more seconds. They're going to be able to take this tier 2 mid tower with very little contest. It's taking plenty of damage. Ben and Plasma Noodle do know that they have to concede this. They're still pretty far up, but River Shen Reform don't have the potential to chase after them. Onto this inhibitor tower. This DPS is insane from Vespion and Mr. Sneezy. Now they're onto the inhibitor itself. Everybody's starting to spawn up, but they know and recognize this. They do not overstay their welcome, and they start to back out.
That was a well played fight by Team Riverton Reformed. They get a 3-for-1. Wordkid being the initiator on the fight does go down, but importantly, he gets the redemption Ardent Sensor proc before he falls. That means that he's able to give his entire team that Ardent Sensor proc, and that's one thing that Lulu can't do is give an entire team redemption or a Ardent Sensor proc without having redemption. Uh,
It
Word,
does seem like she's building that right now, as she does have the Forbidden Idol and the mana or the Health Crystal.
yes, she is likely going towards that redemption, but Wordkid already has it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be such a swaying thing in this game. Is gonna be that those Ardent Sensor procs, and Vespion has Essence Reaver, Infinity Edge, and that Renewance Hurricane. Ooh, Deliberator feels
Oh
just
no.
gives up on it. You know, we've all had that moment. It's okay, man. We understand. Uh, but this game is gonna be pretty interesting. One thing I do want to point out is that neither team has an excess of red sweepers. There's only a one
Yeah.
sweeper on the map, and it's Wordkid. Um, and that's interesting to me, considering Yin has a nice little sightstone item, and that's the
Still has
only.
the yellow
And
trinkets.
still has the yellow trinket. The entire team has yellow trinket, so they're not denying any vision other than through pink wards. But that being said, Wordkid is the only one on Team Rich and Reform that has that. So they need to start switching that out a little bit more, especially through the jungler. The jungler needs to have a red sweeper and the tracker's knife so that they can get that that vision control down a lot better. I feel like that's one
Yeah.
improvement both teams can easily make. You don't need the blue smite.
Absolutely.
You don't
Yeah,
need the blue smite.
right now, I think Yin definitely making a mistake sticking with that yellow trinket, considering you have the forbidden, or not the forbidden idol, you have the sightstone. You're going to be able to place wards,
Yeah.
and you're only able to put 3 wards at a time. But hey, that's okay. You're allowed to place 3 wards on the map with sightstone. You have 4 wards available, and so you're able to clear so much more vision. Anyways, back to that thought. Ben engaging on Wordkid. Wordkid with a massive grand entrance. Exterion coming in with the fight. And now everybody's getting CC onto each other. Ben running very low. Best man takes him out. Now Debguy's going to be the next target for Team River Shen reformed. Plasma Noodle gets knocked up, and now Debguy's stunned. Plasma Noodle and Debguy very low. Deliberator ends up taking out Debguy. Plasma Noodle is very low. The tower is starting to target Acterion. He decides to keep tanking for a little bit. Deliberator wants to get Yen, gets a knock up, gets a stun. Yen forces Flash out of the way, but Wild Growth on himself. Acterion taking damage from the tower. Plasma Noodle fully healed up, coming out, arms, guns blazing. Oh, Deliberator with the Scatter of the Weak, knocking him out of the way. Now this tower is going to fall, and now this inhibitor is going to fall as well. Debguy and Jarsa down for another 20 seconds. It seems like River Shen Reformed are going to be making the final push this game. They are putting in the super minions. They're trying to knock down these 2 final Nexus towers, but they actually decide to roam top lane. So disregard that.
They decide to take the safer play and get the top lane instead of trying to go for the end. Considering Debguy and Ben were about to be up in about 10 seconds, they weren't wanting to go for that. But they do get engaged on.
Oh yeah, Wordkid with the quickness and the grand entrance coming out, gets an insta kill onto everybody. Well, not everybody, but now Deliberator with the double kill, looking for Debguy coming out huge, getting a. Oh my god, what happened? Plasma Noodle in his own base, getting engaged on Wordkid, getting the knock up onto Plasma Noodle. Vespion floating on to DPS. Now Plasma's so low, Wordkid ends up taking him out. What just happened, Penguin?
That was Vespion getting a 3-man route after they already picked off 2 people. That was super impressive by Vespion. It looks like they're going to try and get the game.
Yep, Ben is trying his best to delay the inevitable, getting the empowered Qs, actually putting on tons of damage, uses the Gargoyle Stone Plate, looking for either Vespion or Wordkid, forced to back off, but he has so much health and so much regeneration, he's able to do what he wants. Now he's slicing and dicing in, but he ends up falling to Wordkid, and now the Nexus Tower is under attack. Oh, Jungle Milk gets knocked up. This could be it. Force to flash out Wild Growth onto Jungle Milk. Now the Runin's Hurricane doing its work, clearing out these minions. Now Vespion, Wordkid, and Acterion are going to try and end the game. Jungle Milk taking plenty of damage. Debguy. Oh my god, Wordkid with the knockup. Now Jungle Milk getting taunted up. Glacial Prison coming out. Wordkid dies. Acterion gets the final hit onto the Nexus and puts the 50 gold into his pocket with the win. And that is the first game going over to River Shen Reformed.
Well played by Riverton and Reformed there. Still a team fighting potential out of them, and that was just a well played overall game by them.
Very much so. River Shen Reformed just actually, they were behind at one point, but then they just turned the game around. They ended up taking the game for themselves, and in such a stunning fashion. Acterion 7-1 and Vespion 6-2. But of course, everybody else was actively contributing to making these incredible plays and having these stellar team fights. And that's ultimately what led to the end of the game, with the victory screen shining bright on all of River Shen Reformed's monitors.
Yep.
Any closing thoughts, Penguin?
Nope, just well played by each team, and we'll see if Inhale Debguy can bring it back in game 2.
Yes, sir. Speaking of game 2, that is coming up in just a couple of minutes. So make sure you don't leave this Twitch chat, everybody, or don't leave the Twitch stream. We will be right back.
Why does it always seem like I'm moving backwards? Caught up in a dream, everybody's actors. Why does it always seem like people change faces and nothing is real? Oh yeah. And you know I've seen better days. Yeah, you know I've been through some things. Yeah, I've been sending prayers through the roof. Oh, truth. Yeah. Don't need all the answers, just tell me what life is for. One day I'ma wake up with a reaper at the door. Don't need all the answers, just say anything at all. I've been praying for a minute, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, don't need all the answers, just tell me what life is for. One day I'ma wake up with a reaper at the door. Don't need all the answers, just say anything at all. I've been praying for a minute, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, yeah. I've been waiting on your call. Oh, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, patient with you. Don't you know I've been so down with you, and you know it. You never come around, and I show it. Just give me one chance right now, and I won't blow it. I won't blow it. Oh. And you know, I see better days. Yeah, you know, I've been through some things. Yeah, I've been sending prayers through the roof. Oh, truth. Yeah. I don't need all the answers, just tell me what life is for. One day I'ma wake up with a reaper at the door. Don't need all the answers, just say anything at all. I've been praying for a minute, I've been waiting on your call. Oh, don't need all the answers, just tell me what life is for. One day I'ma wake up with a reaper at the door. Don't need all the answers, just say anything at all. I've been praying for a minute, I've been waiting on your call. Oh. I've been waiting on you, waiting on you. Yeah, I've been waiting on your call. Oh. I've been waiting on your call. Been waiting on your call right now. I wanna hear your voice somehow, voice somehow. Yeah. I've been waiting on your call. Oh. the party out.
Walking on ice, paper thin, skating on the surface of what might have been. Do you wanna be set free? Voices in the sound of the cracks all singing to me. Do you wanna be set free? If you come back looking for me, keep your eyes off the ground. Let me hear you take off for a drive. If you come back looking for me, if you come back looking for me, if you come back looking for me, I'll be right walking on ice, paper thin, skating on the surface of what might have been. Do you wanna be set free? Voices in the sound of the cracks all singing to me. Do you wanna be set free?
and welcome to the second and unfortunately final game of the series. You got Team River Shen reformed on the blue side and Team Inhale Debguy on the red side. And we are getting right back into things with champions like I am Sir Potato, joined by my co-caster Pink God, and we are in pick bands.
You pulled a fucking Morty on me. Rick on me. Goddamn. Okay, I have my mic unmuted this time. We're here. We're live. We have this going. So we're gonna have some nice dank bands here. We are in draft pick this time, so we get a little bit more time to discuss the picks and bans here. Now I know that Rivershen must be spelling out something here, as Dab Dude's team is as well. They have swapped side, so Rivershen Reformed is going to be on the blue side, and Team Inhale Deb is going to be on the red side. So looks like Rivershen has spelled out AZZ. I'm guessing it's going to be pizza if it's going from left to right. And then Team Dab has spelled out IMG.
Okay, well, memes aside, we should actually clarify these bands, the serious bands, were Tristana, Jana, Lulu, Aurelia, and Renekton from Team Rivershen, and Rakan, Malzahar, Gragas, Zaya, and Caitlyn from Team Dabdude.
Yep.
And I'm not shocked to see the Rakan band away from Word Kid, as he had a stellar showing on Rakan last game, getting all of the great engages. You got literally everything. And also the Renekton band, taking that away from CPG Ben. That's also a very good ban, considering he was just disgusting on Renekton last game.
Yeah, kind of godlike, even though they did lose. The A-Soul ban coming out here, trying to figure out what they're spelling. So Ornn picked up Fractirion here. I think this is one of the first times we'll have seen this, so I'm excited to see it. This is going to be one of my first times casting it for sure. It's going to be, so bear with me. So we have, I see what they spelled out. Thanks. And then yep, it's a pizza for Team Rivershen Reformed, and they spelled out we're all gonna get banned for Team Dab. So
Anyways,
anyway,
I really enjoy picked up. That's really a unique pick. That's not something that you see very often. It's really not the most optimal mid laner. However, it is definitely one of the most fun mid laners to watch.
yep. Well, I mean, I think the word you're trying to look for is interesting. I wouldn't say it's fun, but the Thresh picked up for WordKid here. I am excited because WordKid's Thresh is just so good. And if you're looking at this as a team who might be playing WordKid in the future, just ban Thresh every single game because he is basically a god. We'll see if Yin can match it on the Blitzcrank though, because the matchup is fairly even for both teams. But the WordKid's Thresh is going to be very, very impactful in this game. If he can land us solid hooks onto this fairly tanky team, it's going to be very, very strong. And the Blitzcrank is going to do the same thing. But you also have to remember, this is a fairly tanky team coming out of Team Debguy. And between the Gnar, the Sejuani, and the Blitzcrank doesn't get too tanky. He gets relatively tanky, but tanky enough that you don't always want to just grab him. And Corgi and Ezreal are going to be hard to grab, considering that they can buffer their movement abilities to get out of it. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting game overall. What do you think, Potato?
Boy, I just Word Kid on Thresh. I love Word Kid on Thresh.
Yeah.
This so-called word hook is just a monster, hitting every single hook. Well, nearly every single hook. He's got the perfect plays. He uses the box perfectly. It'll be really interesting to see if Yin can keep up and land his hooks and get a stellar performance on Blitzcrank. I sure hope so. But Vayne into Ezreal, definitely Definitely going to be a very fun lane to watch, and definitely
Uh,
going to be very fun to watch in the late game.
yeah, it's gonna be more of a fun game to watch for the mid and late game because both of these comps are gonna need to scale pretty hard. There isn't any super strong early game aggression except for the supports, so that's what we're gonna be looking for here in this game.
All right, and we are going to be looking forward to very much so. So send out some links to whoever watches League of Legends and tell them to watch the Word Hook God. This is going to be a very fun game to watch, ladies and gentlemen. So please stick around to actually watch it. We will be right back. We're going to throw on some jam and jams, and we'll be right back.
I'm so alone, trying to find my way back home to you. I'm so alone, trying to find my way back home to you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Game 2 of this Learning 5's show match featuring Team River Shen on the bottom, or on the blue side, and Team Inhale Debguy on the red side. And on Team, I'm Sir Potato, and I'm joined by Penguin God. And it seems like Inhale Debguy are going for some cheesy five-man bottom lane little cheese here. Anyways, on Team River Shen Reformed, you got Acterion on Ornn in the top lane, which is, oh, I love Ornn. Mr. Sneezy on the classic Warwick in the jungle. Deliberator on the never before seen. Oh, hold that thought. Oh, Vespion spotted out. Yin, oh, barely missing the flash heal burn, but it doesn't matter. Ben gets the first blood on the Vespion. Level 1 cheese worked. Alright, back to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. Vespion on the flashless and healless Vayne, and Word Kid on Word Thresh. Word Kid, aka Word Hook, just because of his godly hooks. This is going to be a good game to watch, folks. You're muted.
I actually clicked it and it didn't work. Okay. I actually clicked it. Okay, so you remember that time that I was a good streamer? Yeah, I don't either.
Go on.
So Orn only has 2 biscuits, and I don't know if that's the normal start for Orn or not.
I
I'm
don't
not.
think so.
I don't. I don't know if Hyperion just kind of messed up a little bit or what, but he is also Orn, so you can fix that pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm assuming that that's part of his plan. He can just use living forward and not even have to back, and then he can pick up a higher tier item instead of starting just with the Doran's shield. The question is though,
No, he
I
just
wonder
bought a
what
Doran
he's
shield.
going to be building.
He just bought a
there you
Doran
go.
shield. I think he just realized his mistake.
Next level strats. Word hook, landing a hook onto Jungle Milk using his getting away from that through arcane shift. That's the first of many, folks. Mark my words.
Yep, Potato kind of loves Word Kids hooks, so hopefully we'll get a lot more of those. Bacterion does pick up the Dorn shield for himself.
Oh, Mr. Sneezy in the middle lane onto Debguy. Debguy just using Valkyrie, dashing out of there. Yep, he did get the Doran shield. Oh, Ben getting the stun onto Acterion. Now Acterion using Volcanic Rupture. Not actually connecting, but that's besides the point. Yin positioning a little bit aggressively, potentially looking for a misposition from Vespion or Word Kid. Let's see.
Let's see if it'll happen.
And now Mr. Sneezy in the bottom lane. Yin getting flayed back. And now the fear forcing Yin to flash. Now the Word Kid getting the hook! Heal burned by Jungle Milk. Now Word Kid taking a tower shot. No kills, unfortunately. Now Acterion engaging onto Ben in the top lane, doing a nice bit of damage with Volcanic Rupture getting stun and Bellows Breath. Oh, Ben taking a free tower shot too. All right. Word Kid, again, you can never underestimate the power of his hooks. Force the flash. Oh no, Acterion engaging on Ben. Nothing too bad comes out of it. Gets a searing charge.
A lot of early microaggressions here from both teams. Maybe they can transition into something else. We don't know yet. But Vespion is 10 CS up over the Ezreal in this lane. That means that Vayne's going to get to her power spikes way faster than the Ezreal is. And Vayne's power spikes are a lot more impactful than Ezreal's. Oh, nice hook.
Oh no, Yin getting the hook onto Vespion. Vespion just traveling away with the Dark Passage. Word Kid landing a hook onto Jungle Milk. Jungle Milk not actually using Arcane Shift, or not buffering it rather. Does take plenty of damage. Yeah, Vayne does right now have around nearly 1,600 gold, as opposed to Jungle Milk only having 1,400 gold. So even though Jungle Milk did get that level 1 assist, Vespion is just out CSing him very well. So he's going to end up with more gold in the end.
Yeah, in the end, I think that Vespion's Vayne is going to be slightly further ahead than Jungle Milk's Ezreal. That's going to mean a big difference when the combat power is going to come into play very, very shortly with these early to mid-game team fights. Nice bombs onto Debguy for Deliberator. I haven't seen...
I don't like what he just did. I think Debguy should have let that, or not use his Gatling gun, and let that minion wave just push into his tower. And so then Deliberator would have been forced to either follow up and go closer into his lane or he would be forced to back. So I don't like the usage of Gatling gun from Debguy there.
Yeah, I don't either. But that being said, Acterion is slightly behind this lane, in this top
Yin
lane.
barely missing a hook.
Nice job, nice attempt there by Yin. Word, you gonna go for it though?
We're good. Oh, barely missing a hook as well.
Barely, barely.
Sorry if I sound biased. Oh, Ben building up the Mega Gnar. Looking for an engage on Acterion. Acterion actually using the volcanic rupture, searing charge, getting plenty of damage. Call of Forge God coming out. Ben dodging it for the most part, but Acterion actually taking Ben out. Wow! Using that to kill him. Now Deliberator in the middle lane, forced to flash out of the way of Debguy in Plasma Noodles. Wombo combo. I did not expect to see Acterion getting kills this early in the game. Very impressive play. Now Plasma Noodle getting engaged on by Mr. Sneezy and Deliberator. Debguy coming in to force them away. And Mr. Sneezy actually walking a little too far forward, and Debguy getting some more autos onto it for free.
So I just want to briefly mention that 1v1 in top lane. Tyrion played that so well. He understood when Ben was about to transform on this Gnar into Mega Gnar. And so he knew he had to get as much damage as he could early before he transformed, because he was going to get a bunch of that health back. But that being said, Acterion does get a very well-placed Call of the Forge God onto Darsa Ben, and gets that 1v1 kill for himself.
Yin walking up, not actually throwing hook.
Not going for it.
Yeah. However, even though he got that kill, Ben still, just because of the CS differential, actually still has 300 gold more than Acterion. So even though that was basically a free kill, Ben is still going to be ahead, and that only offset the lead a little bit.
But it does mean that Acterion can keep up in this lane. That's going to be really important. It gives him the Bramble Vest, the boots, and the extra cloth armor. Really, that's going to mean that Ben's not going to do nearly as much damage to Acterion on this lane, considering how many shields he's going to get. He also... Nope. Stay up? Nope, it's not going to stay up.
It'll be a little bit harder for him to heal up from Dorhan's Blade as well.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how it's going to be able to affect this game. Ooh, that nice little avoidance there.
Sneezy spotted out on a ward, and now Plasma Noodle actually positioned behind Vespion and Ward Kid.
They don't know he's there. They don't know he's there.
No. Mr. Sneezy's also coming down, so this looks like it's going to be a 3v3 in the bottom lane. Yin getting knocked back, Ward Kid barely missing the hook, and now Mr. Sneezy looking to engage the ult coming out from Jungle Milk, and now Mr. Sneezy taking so much damage from Jungle Milk, forced to flash out of the way the exhaust goes through. Now Vespion onto Yin. Vespion gets the kill onto Yin, and now the Dark Passage gets some shielding down. Debguy coming in. Glacial Prison barely missing, and now the hook coming through from Word Kid. Deb forced to flash away Plasma Noodle underneath the tower. Now Vespion gets ulted by Deliberator. Debguy running very low. Vespion looking for the kill. Mr. Sneezy very low as well. Debguy throwing out another rocket, nearly taking out Mr. Sneezy, and that's going to be the end of that fight, folks.
That was just one kill going over to Vespion. Onto Yin there. I don't know, man. That was an interesting fight. Plasma Noodle did get a very, very good jump over the wall there, but that meant that it wasn't available for the engage at that point. So he was trying to use his resources in a very smart way. He tried that, but ended up going over. The kill ended up going over to Vespion on the other side. It's not what they wanted, but it could have been a lot worse. Acterion in this lane.
The rupture coming through onto Ben.
Yep.
Not too much damage going through, but it's going to be a significant amount of his health down the drain. No, Word Kid.
Word Kid missing hooks.
Onto a minion.
Missing minion hooks. Come on, man.
Debguy and Deliberator just duking it out in neutral in the middle lane.
Ooh, nice stun from Deliberator.
Yeah, walking forward, yeah, Deliberator landing the stun. The minions take aggro on Debguy, as well as the stun actually exploding.
That minion had it out. That minion had it out for Debguy there.
Alright. Now, the Infernal Dragon is up right now. Really, Inhale Debguy is the only team with any vision near the dragon.
Yeah, they only have the one ward too.
Positioning aggressively, Debguy teleporting to a ward near River Shen reforms blue buff. Blue buff goes over to Ben, or Plasma Noodle. Ben gets deleted. Now Debguy seems to be the next target for River Shen reformed. Running away. One more bomb leads to a stun onto Debguy. Debguy gets flayed away. Now he's doing his best just to do damage before he dies. Word Kid missing a hook. Debguy running out of health. He takes a kill, and now Plasma Noodle can't do anything. That was really a misposition between Ben and the Debguy. Neither of them should have been so far aggro into Mr. Sneezy's jungle.
Yep.
It really didn't take much effort for River Shen Reform just to roam over to that blue buff and clean shop with the Debguy and Ben.
Yeah, that was kind of agreed for the blue buff there, and it's even worse because Mr. Sneezy ended up smiting it away from Plasma Noodle. They didn't get anything they wanted. They just gave up 2 free kills for basically nothing, and that also means that it's gonna be the pressure for Rivershen Reformed in the bot lane, and so Rivershen Reformed is off to an amazing start.
Yeah, hold
Ooh.
that thought. Plasma Noodle throwing the Glacial Prison out onto Acterion. He actually gets a distance away with Searing Charge.
That
Okay.
that unstoppable charge is really good by Acterion there. He knows that if he doesn't use that, he's dead because he's stunned up further in the lane. But with this, he gets further out.
Mhm.
Oh, excuse
Although
me.
that is really good by him because that leads to Plasma Noodle having to use Glacial Prison without any repercussions for Acterion. Speaking of Acterion, he's actually getting engaged on in the top lane right now by Ben. Bellows Charge doing a bit of damage, but Acterion has so many shields, his health isn't going down any bit. Ben's
Yeah.
just forced to sit here and absorb Bellows Breath. Blue team, Miss Sneezy taking out the Infernal Dragon. That's going to be very useful in the next team fight, which these teams seem to enjoy so much.
Acterion just has so much armor at this point in the game. It's absolutely insane. Nice steal by Plasma Noodle there.
Plasma Noodle, yep. As of right now, Acterion actually has 108 armor. But Mr. Sneezy actually getting deleted by Plasma Noodle and friends. Vespion getting an assist, or not getting an assist, running away. Mourning the death of his friend.
Good job by Yin and Co. to get that kill onto Mr. Sneezy. Kind of out of position there. They got the dragon. They didn't just leave. They kind of stuck around a little bit, but they did get the dragon for essentially a 1-kill trade. That's what it ended up being. And so they get a kill over to them. Maybe they can use their advantage. They are only 300 gold behind, and that's super good because that means that the CS differential is massive between Plasma Noodle and Mr. Sneezy. Looking at their gold totals, Plasma's at like 3,900, where Mr. Sneezy is at 3,600.
That guy's up.
They are 300 gold apart, and that is insane. Because the farm differential means that there might be a 2-kill differential, but the gold is so close because of the farm that Plasma Noodle has on the Sejuani. He's just been farming so well and getting pressure on the map.
Yeah.
He's 1-0-1 this lane, and he hasn't died at all. Come on, Word Kid. We were just praising you. Don't do this to us.
Gaster's Curse feels bad. Regardless, Word Kid and Vespion shoving this minion wave into Team Inhaled Debguy's bottom tower. And seems like they're just going to be resetting with a minion wave pushing into their tower once again. Oh,
Yeah.
that's an ulti.
Just to clear the wave.
True Shot Barrage clearing the wave. Makes sense. Yin missing a hook.
Hey, you didn't hit the hook on the minion, okay? That's exactly what they were going for.
Yeah. My bad. Mr. Sneezy running away from Debguy as he does have package. Yeah, he's forced defensively running away. And now Debguy and Plasma Noodle actually on two sides of the same coin, sandwiched between the Liberator and the Liberator's bot lane. But they escape freely. Alright, Ben is engaging onto Acterion in the top lane. Acterion getting the Searing Charge into Rupture, knocking him up for a second, chunking him down a little bit. Alright. Very small minion wave in the bottom lane.
Yep.
Not going to be too much of a challenge for Vespion to clear it out.
This gold lead is still very close between the two teams. There's no clear predicted winner in this game. Let's just look at the comps out from each side here then. The team fighting capabilities that... Ooh, nice hook.
Oh, Word Kid letting a hook onto Jungle Milk. Jungle Milk buffering the E to get away. Now Word Kid and Yin trying their best to support their AECs to get kills. Plasma Noodle roaming down a little bit. Doesn't actually get there in time in order to assist in the killing.
It's like
showing up.
It's like they hear me talk and they decide to go in at that time.
Alright, go back to your point.
So the team fighting comps out of both these teams, I think are going to be heavily weighted in favor of Team Rivershen Reformed, considering they actually have solid damage in almost every position, considering Ornn is going to do a decent amount of damage, and so is the Zillion and the Vayne are going to do a ton of damage with the amount of CC that the whole team has together. But there isn't a whole ton of damage on the side of Team Inhale Deb here. It's just the Corki and the Ezreal, and the Ezreal doesn't do a whole lot. He's going to be pretty slow to deal his damage, little bit by little bit. And Debguy on Corki isn't going to do a whole lot either, especially if it keeps getting pushed out of this lane like this. He's already had to build a Hex Drinker because of the lane, and so that's delayed his Trinity Force that much further. So I think the team fighting capabilities are going to be mostly determined by nice hook by Yin there. By these top laners, what they can do in these fights is going to be really important. The Call of the Forge God and the Mega Gnar passive from Ben is going to be.
Oh, flash from Mr. Sneezy on a Plasma Noodle. Chunking into about 50% health before he uses Infinite Duress. And Plasma Noodle actually stuns him up and gets away for free. That was very aggressive without any payoff from Mr. Sneezy.
Yeah, Mr. Sneezy burned flash and ult there to get basically nothing. And he's just not very damagey right now. You're looking for a hook though.
Oh, yeah, landing the hook onto Acterion through the Searing. But it doesn't seem like Jungle Milk nor Yin have the damage to even consider taking him out.
Yeah.
Vespion and Wordkid in the top lane, almost taking out this tower. It is suffering from a few more hits. Wordkid with the box coming out. Now Vespion is alone against Plasma Noodle and Ben. Plasma Noodle gets the 3 passive off, and he forced to use the flash with a sliver of health. Vespion flashing forward, looking for the kills, but he's way too far up. Ben and Debguy end up taking him out. Now Yin in the bottom lane ends up getting killed as well by Mr. Sneezy. And now it looks like River Shen Reformed are going to try and take this top lane tower, and Team Inhale Debguy licking their wounds and running away with their tail between their legs in the top lane. Now Acterion is engaging in the bottom lane. Not actually going to be killing Jungle Milk, but getting enough pressure to allow a little bit more tower damage.
This will be an extended tower trade though, because the tower is already really low. It's going to be a little bit, but it's going to happen. But you see here that the amount of armor that Acterion has, it just means that Jungle Milk doesn't do any damage to him at all. He's going to be basically an unstoppable tank at this point. Going to be able to layer the CC, do his own damage, do his own thing this entire game. And there's not a whole lot that Team Inhale Dev is going to be able to do.
Debguy onto Mr. Sneezy. Mr. Sneezy actually landing infantry rest onto Debguy. Debguy getting stunned up, and now Yen coming in, helping, cleaning up on Mr. Sneezy. Mr. Sneezy actually taking down kill credit going over to Jungle Milk.
Well played there by that team. Yin did land the hook there, so that didn't really matter a whole lot. But Mr. Sneezy does get kind of caught out there between the Debguy pushing over and another hero.
Vespion, Glacial Prison, and now Ben and Vespion, or Ben and Plasma Noodle end up taking him down for free. No recourse. Now Jungle Milk and the rest of Team Inhale Debguy are going to be pushing down this mid lane, and Wordkid and the Liberator are going to be the only ones alive to stop it. Now the hook landing onto Wordkid, and another hook coming on. The package coming, Call of the Forge God, and now Yin running so low, Wordkid getting taken out. Now Debguy taking the tower, ends up getting taken out by the tower. Acterion getting the kill. Acterion doing plenty of damage with Bellow's Breath, and now everybody on Inhale Debguy is on the back foot. Flash out from Ben, and now Yin taking plenty of damage. Yin gets taken out, and now Jungle Milk is on a killing spree. Acterion getting beat up by by Ben and by Jungle Milk, and now Jungle Milk and Ben are going to be trying to take down this tower. The Liberator so low, and Acterion even lower. What is going on?
That was messy.
Very much so.
That was a messy 2-for-2 that ended up in basically no change at this point. The gold lead is still extremely close. It is 1,500 gold in favor of Team River Shen Reform. That is simply because they have towers. They have the top tower and the bot tower, and that is very, very good for them. I do want to point out...
Towers. Go on.
No, you go ahead.
With those towers, they're going to be gaining a lot of pressure that is going to be necessary to be able to take the global objectives, such as the Dragon, such as the Baron. They're going to have minion waves constantly pushing in their favor in those top lanes and bottom lanes. So it's going to be very easy for them to set up and even take objectives like they are doing now.
Yep. So I do want to point out...
And clearing out the River Crab, and it seems like we might have a fight here in a second. Yen barely missing the hook. Let's see what happens. Plasma Needle very far up. Word Kid not connecting the hook on Plasma Needle. Yin walking forward. Now the teleport coming in from Ben, using Gnar, but only stunning Deliberator. Deliberator so low, uses his ulti on himself, stays alive for the moment being. Call of the Forge God coming out, no Mr. Sneezy is stunned up. He ends up getting taken out by Ben. Now Yin also gets taken out by Vespion. Everybody's dying here. Jungle Milk gets a kill. Now Debguy is in the middle of the other team. He gets stunned up by Deliberator. Now he's forced Valkyrie out. He's going to sacrifice himself. Actually flashes out Ben's last auto attack. Oh no, Ben gets stunned up by Ward Kid's hook. And now Deliberator in the mid lane Acterion gets onto the Debguy. Now Acterion is looking for more with Plasma Noodle, but Plasma Noodle and Jungle Milk are going to be putting in damage. Plasma Noodle actually gets taken out by Acterion. Jungle Milk gets taken out by Word Kid. And that's the 4-for-1 in favor of River Shen Reformed. And now they're going to be able to take this tower for free. And now Yin is coming down, but she's not going to be able to defend the second tower. This is going to be terrible for Team Inhale Debguy.
That was insane by Acterion and Wordkid there. Playing and going around that fight so well. Acterion knowing the limits of this champion already. And holy cow, I am so impressed by both of these players. Acterion showing in such prowess on this. The only thing that I saw him do was not push the ram back with College of Forge God when he was roaming up from bot lane. But I think he just wanted to get the damage out soon. But holy moly, that was so good by Team Riverside Reformed. That was an ace for them. I think it was for 2 kills. So I am in their corner right now, but of course I say that and they're gonna lose because that's Caster Cursed. But
no, you gotta have faith.
Yeah.
Right. Some vision is being cleared out for Team Inhale Debguy. Honestly, I think that a big misplay from Riverside Reformed was not pushing for that second tower. They had a 4v1 situation set up with only Yin able to defend the second tower, but it's just a blitzcrank. All she's going to be able to do is hook you into the tower. Speaking of hook, Word Kid landing a hook, and that's the start of a team fight. Ulti coming in from Word Kid, following up with Infinite Rest. Now Jungle Milk falls down. Debguy is going to be next. Now Yin is finally in the middle of Team Inhale Debguy, or Inhale River Shen. That's not the right name. Anyways, Plasma Noodle force splash over wall and Yin getting away just by running away. But Acterion does not like that fact and ends up taking out Yin. And now it seems like Ben is in the middle of everybody. Tries to leap, but it's not enough, and Ben falls for Vespion. And that's another 4-for-1 trade in favor of River Shen Reformed. 4-for-0 rather. And this dragon is going to be taken. Plasma Noodle walking forward, trying to take a follow the Forge God coming through. Oh, is he going to get the smite? He does not, and that's going to be the dragon taken for River Shen Reformed with the ace with a cherry on top.
Well played by Team River Shen Reformed there. They get the basically 5-0 on that play, getting the dragon picked up for free for themselves. That is the freest dragon I've ever seen. Even Plasma tried to contest there and just got CC'd after that. The plays by Word Kid and Deliberator's stuns are just absolutely massive. They're layering your CC extremely well. Vayne is not condemning any target until after the layered CC has already gone through. Between the AoE stuns and the AoE CCs, snares, suppressions, whatever you want, they have it. And they're just going to be able to use it to their advantage every single fight. They know how to layer their CC together very well. And hopefully Team Inhale Debguy can catch up from that. It's going to be very hard for them as they get positioned very well. And they need to make sure that they don't get caught by all the CC that they have on the other side.
And that's just going to keep getting more and more difficult as this game goes on. Every single little bit of CC. Speaking of, Word Kid actually landing a bit of CC as well as Yin, both landing hooks. And now Yin and Vespion are going to be the targets of each respective team. Plasma Noodle running away from 4 members. Oh, Word Kid gets knocked up but still lands the hook. Yin gets taken out by Mr. Sneezy. And that's a stun on the Plasma Noodle. Plasma Noodle gets taken out by Vespion, and now the Debguy. Jungle Milk running away from College of Forge God. Call of Forge God landing onto Plasma Noodle. Plasma Noodle, or Jungle Milk gets taken out, and that's going to be the free Baron for River Shen Reformed. Debguy running away, and Ben is still in the mid lane, and they're not going to be able to contest this Baron take from River Shen Reformed. Starting it up right now.
Yeah, this is basically a free Baron after that fight. That was a 3-0 for the side of River Shen Reformed. They have such a good pick comp and team fighting comp and high damage and high CC. I am stunned by how well this team is working together, and even the Warwick seems like he's just kind of thrown in there, but it just works. It works with this team comp very, very well. I'm so happy with this. But Word Kid looks like he's gonna get caught a little bit, but not really.
Word Kid. Spotting out Ben. All right, back to the point that I was making earlier. Right now, every single piece of CC needs to be utilized to its max, because any single hook that lands onto the opponent could spell out death in a potential Baron take or Dragon take, or even ending the game for one of the teams. And especially since Vayne on Vespion right now already has 2 items in a QSS, she's going to be able to do, or Vespion is going to be able to do so much damage just through auto attacks and through that 3-hit passive. All of the tanks are still going to be under threat from Vespion.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for Team Inhale Deb to defend these waves. They don't have a whole very good way to do it. Ooh, that
Yen barely
almost
missing,
hit.
barely missing hook on a Vespion.
That almost hit. That if that would have hit, that would have been game. Oh no.
Done. Call of the Forge God following up onto the Debguy, and now Acterion taking the tower. The Glacial Prison coming out, defending Debguy. Debguy taking so much damage from Acterion, though the Bellow's Breath, and in duress onto Jungle Milk. Debguy still alive somehow, gets taken out finally by Acterion. Oh my goodness, now Yin falling down to Word Kid. Flash forward from Mr. Sneezy, ends up taking out Jungle Milk, and now this is going to be River Shen reformed. Final push into Team Inhale Debguy's base. They have the Baron empowered minions. They have the members inside the base. They have the minions. But most importantly, now Word Kid landing a hook onto Plasma Noodle. Plasma Noodle taking plenty of damage. Knocked out of the box by Vespion's Condemn. And now Ben running around, throwing his boomerangs. Word Kid landing a hook onto Ben. Ben flash forward, gets a 3-man knock. Plasma Noodle following up with the CC. Now Acterion getting the steering charge. Now Vespion still low, still alive. The Liberator ends up taking out Plasma Noodle. That's 2 only alive from Team Team Inhale Debguy. Jungle Milk and Yin. Word Kid getting hooked by Yin. Now Yin, not getting hooked by Word Kid. Not right now. And now that actually that was a great defense by Ben, by Plasma Noodle. They end up defending their base and not even allowing that inhibitor in the middle lane to be taken by River Shen reformed. They're forced to back off, reset, and that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess.
I feel like River Shen Reform could have committed a little bit harder for that. I feel like they had the chance to win off of that push, but they decided to play it safe. They're going to use the rest of their Baron buff, which is very, very, very close to being done, and used to push all their lanes to try to get a win from another lane, but hopefully they can use that to their advantage and try and end this game fairly soon. It's only 28 minutes, but we already see such a gold lead. It's an 11,000 gold lead for Team River Shen Reform, and that is not to be laughed at. That is a major gold lead at not even 30 minutes. That's going to be hard, and I can't emphasize how difficult it's going to be for Team Inhale Deb to come back from this. This huge minion whip is going to be baroned up for another few seconds. Is likely going to just take this bot side. It's hard.
If CPG, Jarsa Ben, and Plasma Noodle can coordinate as well as they did, and just have the raw instinct to be going in. You saw it earlier in that fight. Baron buff's down now.
The hook.
Oh, Word Kid letting hook onto Yin. Yin, very far out of position, forced to use the ulti. Now Yin letting hook onto Mr. Sneezy. Mr. Sneezy gets CC down. Teleport coming in from Acterion. Let's see.
Baron is
Ben
out.
had the instinct. Oh, Deliberator, solo Call of Forge God coming in, landing onto Debguy. Debguy knocked him, getting taken out by Deliberator, and now Acterion taking out Yin. Glacial Prison coming out from Plasma Noodle. Plasma Noodle forced away, exhausted. Now Mr. Sneezy taking plenty of damage from Ben and Plasma Noodle, or Jungle Milk. Now Word Kid landing a hook onto CPG Ben. Now Ben taking damage from both the Liberator and Acterion, and Jungle Milk is trying his best to help out, but Ben getting CC'd, knocked around, and ends up trying to take out everybody. Vespion gets a kill on the other side of the map. Ben running away! Acterion with the searing charge knocks him up. Acterion underneath the tower. Jungle Milk trying his best to clean up Acterion. Acterion flash forward. Jungle Milk flashing away. Acterion still running through the base. Understands that he can't follow any further and just walks his way out of tower. But that means that Mr. Sneezy is dead, and Vespion is dead. That's 2 of the DPS sources from Team River Shen Reformed. They're not going to be able to push into the tower anymore.
That was, I say, an overcommit to kills there by Team Rivershed and Reformed. They could have just gone for the tower and gotten the inhib from that, but they just didn't. They went for kills instead. Between Vespion and Liberator just going towards that mid lane to try and chase Plasma Noodle, I think that was a big mistake by them. They could have easily gotten 2 inhibs off of that play, just gone on top and ended the game off that, but they didn't. They decided to go for the kills.
Debguy trying to take this swoop up, but Acterion is going to contest it and does take it.
I don't know. That was, I think that was a pretty big mistake by Team Rivershed and Reformed, going for the kills instead of going for the win.
However, they do take this second Infernal Dragon, so they're going to have the damage. And now Call of the Forge God connecting on Yin in the middle of Team Inhale or Rivershed Reform. Yin ends up dying, and now Plasma Noodle landing a hook, or Plasma Noodle getting hooked by WordKit. Now Plasma Noodle is at their suffering, and he is going to be taken down by the Liberator. Now Acterion is onto Debguy. Debguy trying his best to get away, but Acterion has so much CC. He gets stunned up, he gets damaged down, and now Debguy falls. Now Plasma Noodle, Debguy, and Yin are all dead, and it's going to be the final, and I really hope I mean this final push from Team Rivershed Reform, but Vespion is so far forward. He's using his, oh my goodness, QSS used. He survives somehow. Now WordKid landing a hook onto CPG Ben. He's bleeding. Now Ben with the 2-man, 3-man stun. And he's leaping away, but he still ends up getting taken out by the Liberator. And now Rivershed Reformed, with 3 members out of the way, are going to be knocking down this bottom inhibitor tower. They're going to be taking this bottom inhibitor, and then they are going to be rotating towards mid lane with this massive mid lane wave pushing up. And they're going to be taking this mid lane inhibitor as well. That's going to be so much pressure for Team Inhale Debguy to deal with. Let's see if they can get any game-ending CC right here. Ben is still down for another 30 seconds, but Team Rivershed Reform decide to take that win and start rotating towards Baron, which is going to be up in the next 15 seconds.
Yep,
I don't think that Inhale Debguy is going to be able to contest Baron.
Yeah, I don't think they can either. They got a base to contend with there, but if they're gonna contest it, they have to start moving right now because they're just gonna take it so fast. Between Warwick and Vayne, they're gonna take it so quickly.
Oh,
Acterion smacking Ian for a little
very
while.
far up is with the Debguy. Acterion got snaked off, and then WordKid letting hook onto Yin. Yin using the ulti. Now Plasma Noodle actually getting beat up a little bit by Vespion. Excuse me. Alright, now WordKid landing a hook. No, spoke too soon. Actually missing the hook onto Yin.
You just
Alright,
assumed.
you have both... yeah, I'm just assuming at this point. You have both teams poised and ready to pull the trigger onto this Baron, but neither are too willing to commit yet. And now it seems like Rivershed Reformed are starting it up. Now Acterion is Debguy with an immediate Valkyrie out. Now Acterion running around, spots out Plasma Noodle in the jungle, not letting him pass any further forward. And now the Baron has already been taken with... Wow, that was incredibly quick. And Plasma Noodle and the rest of Team Inhale Debguy did not have time to react to that Baron take, and they have to succeed that.
Yep, they have to give it up. They have to let Team Rivershed Reformed handle that themselves. They have to take care of their base, and now what they all need to do is all 5 of RSR's team just needs to go top. They just need to all 5-man top after getting that Vayne getting that red buff. Just needs to rotate up there, get all of that going, and make sure that they get the win. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. With these 2 inhibs down, there's almost no way that Team Inhale Deb can do anything about this, but I don't know why Vespion is farming the chickens right now.
I just want to point out the fact that Acterion is 11-0 in 15 on Ornn. He's playing a tank champion, but he has the most kills in the game, and he is on an absolute tear. So much armor. There's not going to be much that Team Inhale Debguy are going to be able to do against him. The True Shot Barrage coming out from Jungle Milk to try and clear some of the wave. Plasma Noodle actually engaging on Mr. Sneezy. Mr. Sneezy taking plenty of damage. WordKid landing a hook, and now Mr. Sneezy pretty far forward. Acterion actually landing the Searing Charge. Call of the Forge God coming out. Yin forced to flash out, and now the Liberator actually takes out Yin. Now Acterion running around inside the backline. The Debguy's running so low. Uses his big one, but it's not going to be enough. Jungle Milk is flying, trying to get away. Now Ben is trying to clear out. It's Ben versus the world, but he gets intimate duress. The Gnar on 5 men, but he gets taken out. 5-0 trade in favor of Rivershed Reformed, and that's going to be the game. They're knocking down the doors of the Nexus, and they end up taking it, the Nexus itself, with nobody alive on Team Inhale Debguy. And that's going to be the 2-0 win of this series in favor of River Shen Reformed with an absolutely stellar performance from Acterion on Ornn with nothing that Team Inhale Debguy could end up doing in the late game.
Yep, well played by both teams there. Very exciting series to watch. 2-0 for Team at Rivershen Reformed. Well, very, very well played.
Absolutely. And if you liked that show match, then please do stick around. We have these every week. So make sure you follow our Twitter so you can keep up on updates and join our Discord so you can see the announcements. You can be a part of all of the memes and all of the fun. And of course, you could sign up to be on a team, and it's a great program. Do you have any closing thoughts, Penguin?
Nope, follow us on social media, join our Discord, join us. We're more than happy to have anyone.
Absolutely. So that is going to conclude our stream, and make sure you follow our Twitter accounts, which are posted in the bottom left. Why don't you?
Yeah, because I definitely use that.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I don't think there's anything else. Oh,
Nope.
Thursday nights you got the hot. You're going to have the Heroes of the Storm show matches, and those are going to be just as cool. I myself am not going to be casting those because I do not play Heroes of the Storm.
But we're getting there.
We are going to be able to see some great casters watching those and casting those. So make sure you also watch those. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Sir Potato, joined by the lovely Penguin God, and we are heading off.
We all get high sometimes, then we fall down low, because young hearts break before they mold. When you feel your heart beat fast